Good.
Yes.
What do you do?
I just do homework and then I just chill out.
Oh,
do
okay.
something.
So you know that we are going to focus on energy today, and it is we name it Energy Talk.
Yes, yeah, it's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and also have you been following news these days about oil price, current oil price?
Yes, the oil price is like a really concern issue for everyone, like in the globe, because it is really low.
Yeah, it's like surprisingly like it's very low, and like people are being like people from globally they are being affected. And so shall we look at the oil price in decades between 2005 and 2015?
Yeah, sure. When we look at the graph, like so in 2008, like the oil price was over 125 something. Right now it's dramatically low. It is like maybe between 40 and 60. So like it's really affected by some government.
Wow, it's very low,
Yeah,
right? It's a very concerning issue for all of us. And
Yeah.
so yeah, and also I have another interesting person that so we have invited a big businessman from Russia. He's from oil industry, and so shall we invite him?
Yeah, let's invite him and then we can hear about Russia current oil situation.
Okay, so
Thank you very much for inviting me to speak here. If you look at the oil, if you look at the global oil prices for past few years, you will notice that the oil price have sharply fallen, leading to significant revenue shortfalls in some energy exporting countries, while energy importing countries have greatly benefited from it. Now, firstly, let me highlight how much oil is produced by Russia over the past few years. Right? In 2010, Russia produced roughly around 10 million barrels of oil per day, from which around 7 million barrels of oil are exported and 3 million barrels of oil are domestically consumed. And in 2012, Russia produced around 12 million barrels of oil per day, making Russia the biggest and largest importer of oil in the world.
Yeah. So like the current oil price is really low. So how the Russia is being affected by the low oil price?
Okay. Now, if you look at the present condition, the oil prices have fallen, and due to the imposition of Western sanctions on Russia, it increasingly threatens to drag the Russian economy to lower debt.
Yeah.
As you know, that around 50% of the government revenue is dependent on oil. The plunging oil prices has caused the ruble to collapse, thus making the Western goods more expensive.
So, what a concerning issue for Russia, and I mean, of course, for you too, right? And you are being affected because of low oil price in current days. And so, is there any plan that you and your government trying to prevent or trying a way to find the solution in terms of like oil price?
Now, to stabilize the economy and put it back on track, central government they have imposed a counter sanctions to Western agricultural foods and also the fruits and agricultural products from the EU. And we have also looked for and discussed about the alternative energy like solar, wind, and hydropower instead of just oil.
Wow, that's great. And so Russia is well prepared or what to do like during the oil crisis and low oil price. So there you have a plan to use an alternative way to prevent from the falling oil price, right?
Yeah.
So thanks for your time and thanks for coming and spending a time with us, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So now we already have a discussion with a big businessman from the Russia oil industry. Shall we look at some issue in Thailand. We have interviewed 2 students from Rajat University on what they think on the current wine price and whether they are being aware or not. And let's hear about their opinion.
Yes.
I feel that it's a good thing because it gives more income to the country, but on the other hand, it's also a bad thing for the consumers because I also drive cars and like I also consume oil for in everyday life, so it's both good and bad.
As for the first thing is that I think it affects everybody in the country, but in my daily life it's not that much because I don't really drive and I really use public transportation. So for the question, I don't think it affects me, but it affects other people.
What a great interview, and I'm glad that people from Thailand are also aware of the current low oil price, and also they share their opinion. Very interesting, and we have to thanks to Musef for doing that.
Yes.
We also have another interview, right?
Yes.
We interview a professor from Rajat University and his opinion on current oil price as well as the alternative energy use in Thailand.
Well, I mean, if you look at the price of the oil, it's changing every day. It's a future trading market, as you're aware of. So basically, you look into supply and demand, and very much that you look into when you have the bad economies at the global level like this. Okay, when you have bad global level economies, it's always affecting the price of every commodities, and of course, the oil is included. Therefore, we can see that the speculation market, the future market, pay less attention to commodity price, including the oil. It's not just the oil that is falling. You can see that the sugar price is falling, or the rubber price is falling. So all the commodities around, especially industrial goods as well, that they are falling into the same manner as the global economies. Well, I mean, as you are aware of, Thai economy are not in a good shape right now as well. So falling oil price, if we have a good economy, it is a very positive aspect for one things. Because a lot of industrial goods in Thailand will be able to manage much more effectively because we need oil to run our business so on. So the future of energy security in Thailand is very clear. We cannot rely on cheap oil. Okay, we can rely on cheap oil and put a lot of investment in the tanker and everything, but at the end, the price of oil going back to $60, $70 again. The future and the security of Thailand energy is very, very much in trouble. Therefore, we need to look into the aspect of like alternative type of energy. Like Thailand have very good heat from the sun. A lot of solar farms, or the solar technology need to be invested even further.
It is another great interview, and thanks to Ajahn Chakri for giving us some time, and also thanks to Musef for doing that. Yeah, I know that some of the countries are trying to use the alternative way of alternative energy use, but many of the global actors are not that aware. So maybe we also think of a way to advocate global leaders to think about alternative way of energy use in their own country and globally in order to prevent climate change and environment, right? It's also good for our next generation, and they can live a long life and better life if we have a healthy environment.
Yes.
So maybe we should think about advocating some of the energy use, alternative way of energy use to a global leader somehow.
Yes.
Okay, so thanks for coming everyone today, and we had a great discussion. We also we also had like a great discussion with the Russian businessman from oil industry. We also have an interview with the student from Wesley University in Thailand, as well as the professor from Wesley University. And also he also talked about a lot about PIM project and alternative way of energy use in Thailand. So thanks for coming today, and we hope to update new information regard in terms of energy use.